Okay, this is just an idea. What if we have a new. Okay, so trespassing is a huge problem in. Not trespassing. Shoplifting. Huge problem in Seattle. You know, putting a lot of. Um, Honestly funding a lot of crime and drugs and all that stuff and the stuff that make people crazy on the streets. And when it comes down to it, nobody really cares if somebody is using drugs as long as they're not doing things that harm the community to get them. So instead of punishing the drugs or whatever, punish the theft that so many people are doing to get them. And so there's no way people are so like, I just force people into rehab. Da, 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 da. That can't really work. But if there's like a legal precedent to force somebody into rehab, then you could do that because there would be it's like part of a punishment or a like a court order if there was a reason, like if there's crime being committed. So how would you do that? I was thinking like if you had like a new department within the police, either you could like allocate officers that already from a different department within the police, or you could hire new police officers that would just be there to respond to shoplifting calls and to handle shoplifting. So like you basically make the stores would feel like empowered to respond appropriately as they already have like guidelines and stuff for how they're supposed to handle shoplifting stuff and like trespassing and all that stuff, but they just don't do it because without like the police supporting them, it's pointless. So if there was a whole if there was police officers available to respond to the calls in an appropriate time, like at all. So if like someone was shoplifting or trespassing and they got detained by the store, then they could call the police. The police would come. Um, they would uh, arrest that person, bring them in. Then they'd have like charges or whatever for shoplifting, retail theft, and that would be like a precedent to get them forced into treatment if there was a substance use aspect to their shoplifting, which a lot of it is. Majority of it probably is to support um, a drug habit. And so um, and they could keep going with how the city attorney currently has the rule basically within his office where he doesn't prosecute um, theft of food under $25. So you could keep going with that. That wouldn't be affected. You just go after shoplifting of like greater than that amount or of non-food items or non-medicine items, stuff that people don't absolutely need, like a bunch of Tide laundry detergent. Um and that way we're not like we're not punishing a person. Oh yeah, and then along with like you could like finagle Lisa Herbold's poverty excuse thing into there somehow so that it could be more so that you like understand for sure why the person was shoplifting to begin with. um you get the whole story if you could kind of like amend that whole poverty defense piece of legislation she had to make it something that was workable and make sense given the new like way that the new approach that people were using to deal with crime in the city and you know bad behaviors whatever, because there's illegal behavior but there's just no mechanism right now to there's no well, first of all, there's no reason to prosecute it because if it doesn't lead to like a if it just putting people in jail obviously is not good, doesn't work, doesn't change anything really, and it costs a lot of money. So you wouldn't want to just do that to put people in jail. But if there was like um if it was like I don't know, you know what I'm saying. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Hopefully this sounds like something to talk about. um uh no one's saying I don't think we should prosecute the homeless. Obviously, it'd be a horrible idea. It'd be immoral and wrong, and it's just nothing that's never even gonna happen. So, and if they tried to make it happen, I would fight against it. A lot of people would fight against it. So it just would never happen because it's a dumb idea. Da 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 da. Da. But nobody thinks that shoplifting is okay. Nobody does. I would venture. Um, I mean, some people say, "Oh, it's okay to shoplift from corporations," but those people don't really believe that it's like the right thing to do. They don't. They know that it's like there's. They know that most society doesn't believe it's the right thing to do, and they know that it's not helpful, and they know that it's like, they just know they know that they're not supposed to. They know that it's not. It wouldn't. They wouldn't be like, "Oh my God, why is this happening?" They'd be like, "Oh, well, they're actually doing something about it now." Um, I just feel like it's just like an easy tweak that we could have to fix things without changing things up too much and without doing anything that's like radical or extreme. There's no like big knee jerk reaction that's happening to make that happen. It's still not like, and I feel like it uses the existing rules that are already in place and the systems that already are in place in society, and it just makes them work. It utilizes them, and it's like comprehensive all the way around. Like, and that's what we need. We need comprehensive solutions where all the different parts work together, not just you know we can't just put all our eggs in one basket. Everything has to work together, and it has to make sense, and it has to be in everybody's best interest. And you know, I just feel like that would serve a bajillion different purposes, and I feel like everybody thinks it's. I think everybody would think that was a good idea. It just makes sense. If you don't think it makes sense, please say so. But that's where I'm putting all my eggs in that basket for now. Um, this is something I'm going to be championing in my run for mayor or whatever. Or at least it's going to be a talking point that I'm going to talk about a bunch now because I remember like that's like the big problem in Seattle that I see a solution. If there was less craziness, everybody would be happier. If there's less theft from anywhere, people would be happier and healthier. Um, there you have it. That's my bit of wisdom, I guess, or my that's what I got for you, Jeffrey Applegate. 2021 mayor, Seattle.